It looks like it got bundled up or not. Wow. That's crazy right there. The only thing that sucks is like I wish I had the tools to be able to like work on it as it's there in that blown up version. I don't know what's going on, but I think my cord is messed up because it keeps kicking me off of there.
Gotta bite, gotta bite. I think I got a lot of stress on my mind. It's a nice day to go. Yeah, I gotta line. I'ma call the whole team.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Team Hard Life Captain Albert Sartucci here, and guess what I'm gonna do? There's a Avid 130 T-Rex that we're going to be spooling up. This is the one where the pin came out of it when we were attempting to spool it the first time. And Avid is shipping us a whole new assembly for it. So I can go and get it spooled up while we're waiting for that to happen, so it's just one step closer to being done. Come on, what is going on with this thing? That was weird. Alright guys, so I'm going to be spooling it up with the 200-pound test, and we're going to go to level spool, so we're going to see how much it can actually take. Alright, what I'm doing, guys, is I'm wrapping the spool housing 8 to 10 times at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, got 11 on there, it's fine. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hollow core splice the braid back in on itself. So what that means is I'm inserting the needle here, and I'm sending it in, and I'm probably going to send it in about 20 something inches, minimum 12, and you can max out as far back as you want to go. We had a guy do some testing on it, and he said that once you hit over 12 inches it really doesn't matter, but I'm doing this for another reason, to have some pretty thick braid all the way around the spool arbor, so that way if we ever have a massive fish take it down, that knot will hold them too. Alright, there we go. And then once I got it all in there, I make it all nice and tight, soak up that loop, and then close it down. And as you can see, as I'm pulling it, or let me, you know what, let me do a little close-up for y'all so y'all can see what's actually happening on that spool and that knot. Let's do this, get some light in there. Alright, so as I start tightening down on it, you can see it start to move around the spool housing and tighten up there. That's what you want. You want it to re-grip. And there it is. That's how the knot works. It starts creating a kind of hold a grip around the spool. Even though it's slick, it does it that way. So there we go. And now we're going to go ahead and increase the drag. So that way I can put it on pretty tight. And here we go. We're going to start it up. Alright, back off just a hair so you can see the whole spool. There we go. Alright, so I've covered up the bevel, and that's a bevel coming up right there, and that's 100 yards of 200-pound on there. And you can see, man, it lays down so nice and straight on there. It looks like a spool of thread that you buy at a store. Very nice. And you. That's 200 yards. Still getting it. That's 300 yards. Oh, yes, sir. $400 yards. Oh yeah. That's 500 yards. Oh, that thing looks so lovely. $600 yards of 200 of the tight line braid on this 130 T-Rex. Felt a little something there. Let's check it out. Right there. Felt a little bump. And you can see it. What is that? Hold on real quick. Alright, let's see. There's something in there. Where is that? some kind of bump right there. Looks like they tied a knot. You know what? Let's check the microscope. Let's check it. This is the best time for this to see. Alright, turning that on. You can see me in the background, same braid. Moving it over here so I can tape it onto here. And so you can still see that little knot right there. Oh, hello, where's the camera at? Oh, there it goes. Okay. There's that little knot we're looking at. Come on. Right there. That's what we're looking for. So I'm going to tape that right to there. Get the microscope on it. Oh, I gotta get it active first. Boom. Okay. Whoa. What is that? Let's see. Let's do this. That way y'all can see. What happened? It's still a little blurry. Oh. There it is. It looks like it got bundled up or not. Wow. That's crazy right there. The only thing that sucks is like I wish I had the tools to be able to like work on it as it's there in that blown up version. I don't know what's going on, but I think my cord is messed up because it keeps kicking me off of there. But let me check something too. All right. Yeah, it's just too clean. I don't know. You know what? I got some. Hold on real quick. Yeah, I don't have a knife or something. Because you see, if you pull it like this, it looks like a knot was tied. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and cut this section out just so I can hold on to it and just do a splice, because right now I don't have the proper tools to dissect this thing where it's not shaking and everything like that. So I'm going to have to come back to this, but I will be holding on to that. Got it going. I see something else that's intrigued me, so go a little further back, find it real quick. There's it, right there. Must have been just a fiber hanging on to the thread. I don't feel anything. To our splice. That's 800 yards of 200 pound on this 130 T-Rex. It's still looking fabulous. All right, that's 900 yards right there. Oh yeah. Looking beautiful, real beautiful. Alright guys, that's 1,000 yards of 200 pound test on this 130 T-Rex. Oh man, oh man. That's 1,100 yards and still rolling. $1,200 yards. All right. So this is the leftover spool from pulling the 80 of it. Now we're going to jump to another spool so we can go and fill it and finish it out. Here we go. So again, I'm going to use the hollow core splicing needle. Go into the braid here. Go in at minimum 12 inches. I usually do about 15 to 20 on each side. And then I'm going to insert this end here. Pull the, ooh, don't want it to fall out. Pull the braid over it. Pull the needle out. Once I get that main line, I'm going to pull on the opposite end because I want that tip to go back into the braid. Once it's in, then I'm going to cinch it down. And then I'm going to come back just a little bit on the main line, pushing it back. So that way when I close the two sides, if I have any extra slack, I can get it as tight as I can to that center. And I'm going to go and put the needle again on the opposite side. Take it up some. Insert the end here. And I'm going to cut that a little bit off because it's got a little bit of stickiness. I don't know. It's from the tape that they use to tape the braid to the spool. And I picked up some trash here on my desk, on my workbench. Need some scissors. Insert that tag in there. Repeat the process. Pull the braid up and over it. Pull the needle through. So you see I pulled the tag in through. Now I'm going to close out the center right here. I got slack on both sides, so now I'm going to close it out by taking out all the excess slack by pulling on it with my fingers. Go the opposite way. You can do it a few times on each side to make sure I got no slack in it. And there's the splice right there, literally. There's the center of it, but you can't hardly tell. So now we'll finish it off by finish spooling and get me a max line capacity of 200 pound test with tight line braid on this T-Rex 130. Oh, what happened there? Here we go. We're at 1,200 yards, 1,233, and continuing on. Felt something there. Hold on. I got that braid. That's really tight. There it goes. Right there. There it is. Okay, right on camera, you can see, that's what I felt right there. Let's see, make sure, yep. That's all it was just a hair strand sticking out right there, and that's what I felt. Yeah, don't feel it. There you go, that's what I felt in there. Talk about sensitive hands, guys. Yes, oh, I'm waiting for that sound. Waiting for that sound. There's something right there too. But they're so microscopic, it's hard. Alright guys, that's 1,400 yards of 130 or 200 pound on this reel and still freaking rocking it. That's 1,500 yards, still rolling. Alright, that's 1,600 yards and still growing it for sure. That's 1,700 yards and still rolling. Must have been a twist in the braid or something. $1,900. Ooh. That's 2,000 yards of 200 pound braid on this reel. Wow, 200 pound tight line on this 130. 2,100 yards. Oh man, and this is still rolling. He was looking to try to get, where's the paperwork at? 2,800 to 2,900. Whoa, I don't think that's gonna happen, but we're gonna get close. It's 2,100. $22. I'm thinking we'll get 23 to get level spool. Let's see. Oh man. That is 2,300 yards with a level spool. Wow. Let's back off a little bit so you can see. Level with the spool right there. Beautiful. God, look how beautiful it looks. 2,300 right there. Let's see, let's clean this off a little bit. There you go, 2,300 yards of 200 pound tight line on a T-Rex 130. Let's do this.